Hi everybody, I have some exciting news that our motorhome has at last arrived. We first put in the order, I believe last October. It's been a long wait and a long challenging journey, but it's here. Now, because of lockdown, things haven't been easy for anybody that had to pick up a motorhome. Because of the distancing, handovers weren't the same because you couldn't do that social distancing in a van. So what actually happened, because I'm shielding, was that Marquis at Ipswich, and it was Dean that we were dealing with, very, very kindly told us he was going to drive down with the motorhome, so we didn't have to worry about anything. It was just marvellous. You know, the handover and everything was just done at a distance, and they were so kind to us. I just want to shout out to Dean and Gavin, because the next part of the film you're going to see is the film that Gavin made for the handover. To make it as smooth as possible, he explained everything, with Marquis' permission, we've decided to put it up so that other people can benefit from it, and it'll be something of a reference for them when they pick up their motorhomes, and if they're ever struggling to find out if there's a problem. So I hope you find this interesting, and of course you'll get a little sneak peek of our motorhome. Because the motorhome's had to go into quarantine and I've had to clean it, I haven't had chance to actually do a tour of the motorhome yet, but it's coming, people, it's coming. We've been so busy and I'm so exhausted, and I'm just so excited to be able to get into it. And it doesn't matter that we can't go anywhere. I just want to spend some time in it. It's my dream. So I hope you enjoy the video, and here's Gavin to tell you how to use the motorhome.
Hi, my name's Gavin, and I'm going to just run through a few of the features of your Tessoro T486. Okay, the main control panel for the motorhome is just above the habitation door. If we firstly come to this button here, this is basically the master switch. If I press that, power has now come on. Next to it, you've got this blue one here that also says 12 volt. If I now press it, lights have now all gone off, and then if I press it again, lights have all come back on again. I kind of class it more as a light isolator for entering and exiting if you want to keep the main master switch on so you continue to charge the motorhome. After that, we have this blue one here. That's a little picture of a tap, and that is literally water pump on and off. After that, we have awning light. If we then drop to the lower buttons, these mainly give us information regarding battery levels, how much water's on board. If I press this one, it will basically let us know the condition of the leisure battery, and at the moment we're fully charged due to the fact that we're hooked up to the main supply. If we now press the next one, this is then letting us know the condition of the vehicle battery. If we want to know how much water is on board, we come to this button here, press this, and it will let us know. We're currently just under half a tank full. When your grey water needs emptying, a red light will begin to flash where my finger is here, next to the waste tank symbol. We can also change the illumination brightness on the control panel if you're sleeping in the bed above my head just here. All we do is we hold the button in and we can brighten the control panel up, and we can also dim it right the way down, so it's not annoying us when we're trying to sleep. Just press it, it'll come back up again. This little green light here is just letting us know that we have main supply connected to the van, and the one above it is a little picture of 2 batteries, and a light will illuminate when the engine is running, just to let you know the alternator is charging both batteries. Directly underneath the Benimar main control panel is the Truma control panel for the heating and hot water. To turn this control panel on, we just come to this large black button here and press it, and it will fire up. You will see a series of icons running along the top and the bottom, and as we rotate this button they will begin to flash. If we start with the first icon, this is the icon for your heating. If we click on it, you'll see currently heating is off, and all we now do is rotate the button and pick whatever temperature we would like it to be inside the motorhome, and then literally click to store it in. You'll now see a little flame has appeared above the heater icon. That's just letting you know that you've now set a parameter, and hopefully in a few seconds this flame will begin to flash to let us know that the heating has come on. That flame will then continue to flash until it has achieved the temperature you've asked it to do. So when it achieves 21 degrees, it will go to a solid state. Okay, if I now click on the button again, and we now move off the heating icon and move to the next one. This one is for your hot water. If I now click on it, hot water is off. If I now rotate the button, we can heat water in eco mode, which will give us a temperature of about 40 degrees. We can heat it in hot, which will give us a temperature of about 60 degrees. And we can also perform a 45-minute boost on the boiler. If we do the 45-minute boost, it will turn the heating off because it needs to rob the power to be able to do it. So what I'm now going to do is just put it back into eco at the moment, and you'll see exactly the same as your heating. It will flash until it has achieved the temperature it's been asked to do. If I now move along again, this icon here is for the power source that you want to be running the system on. We're currently using, indicated by the 2 little lightning strikes above there, mains electricity using 2 kilowatts. If I now rotate the button, we can lower the power consumption to 1 kilowatt. So if we're on a low amp site, it will stop us from tripping. We can run in dual fuel, so we can run on a mixture of gas and mains at 2 kilowatt if we want to get up to temperature extremely quickly. Exactly the same again, but just with 1 kilowatt of electricity. And then lastly, if we have no main supply connected, we can solely run on gas. Always remember, with any of this, once you've decided what you want to be doing, you do need to click the button to make sure it's stored in. The last top icon is basically a little picture of a fan, and that is the circulation fan for the heating system. Currently the fan is in eco mode, so it will just gently trickle the air out. What you can do is turn the fan up to high. If we now drop to the lower icons, this one here is basically for a timer. If I click on it, we can literally set the start time. So pick a start time and store it in, and then pick a finish time and then store it in, and then literally just pick what you want on within that time period. So if you want your heating on at 22 degrees, store it in. If you want your hot water at 60, store it in. Say you want to be using dual fuel, store it in, and we'll leave the fan in eco. Once you've done all that, timer on, timer off. If I now put the timer on and click on it, the timer icon will then come up in that corner there to let you know the timer is active. But what I will now do is turn it back off again. This one here literally just sets the clock. And then the last one is the settings menu. So within your settings menu you have offset, which is just for the thermostat just here. If you don't think it's quite correct, you can just tweak it by a few degrees. Temperature, just if you prefer it in Celsius or Fahrenheit. Brightness, literally of the screen. 12 or 24 hour clock. Language. Index, which is for the technicians, just lets them know what software the system is running. And then lastly, full factory reset. This button here just works as a return button to get us out of anything we've gone into that we no longer want to be in. From time to time, these control panels will throw up error codes, but they will usually be basic stuff. An error code will appear where my finger is here as a warning triangle, and then if you click on it, it will let you know what the problem is by displaying a series of numbers and letters. And then if you look in the manual or if you Google it, it will tell you. 9 times out of 10, it will be something basic. It will be telling you it doesn't have main supply, doesn't have gas, etc. If this is the case and you rectify the problem, 9 times out of 10, the error code will automatically disappear. If it's a gas code, you do have to wait 10 minutes before it puts itself out. It's for safety reasons. If the error code has gone out automatically, everything's all tickety-boo. Just refire the system back up again. If it still hasn't gone out, I always say if you've still got stuff running like I have at the moment up the top there, just turn them all off, because it can reassess faster when it's not doing lots of things at once. If the system is still in an errored state, I always say it's a good idea just to turn the system completely off and turn it back on again. The way you do that is just by holding this button down until you see off on the screen, and then turn it back on again once the off has disappeared. If you still got the error code, I always say last ditch effort, just go into your menu and then go to the factory reset and then click on it and just reset the control panel. It won't hurt it in any shape or form. This last icon here is just letting us know that we have main supply connected to the van. These Truma systems can now also be connected up to what's known as the iNet system, so you can control it via your mobile phone or a tablet. If you do decide to do that, what you need to do is go to the cupboard above your fridge, and then in here you will find the Truma iNet box with a little red flashy light on it. You need to make sure that you've downloaded the Truma app onto your phone or tablet, and then make sure that your Bluetooth is turned on. Once you've done that, you need to launch the app and then follow the on-screen instructions from the remote control menu. It will firstly tell you to come to this box and press the Bluetooth button on top of it. When you press that, a blue light will begin to flash, and then you can then commence connecting up. It is that simple, and you will then be able to control your heating and your hot water locally via Bluetooth. If you want to control it from further afield, you can also add a pay-as-you-go SIM card, which is on the top of the unit. Hence why the GSM light is flashing at the moment, because there's not one inserted. A lot of the main components for the van are located underneath this bench seat just here. So if I just remove the cushions, right, just move this last one. This side here we have the 12-volt fuses, the trip switches, and the battery charger. This part here is also part of the battery charger. and the solar panel on the roof is also linked all through to it as well. It's all automatic, so you do not need to worry about it. If you are going to blow any 12 volt fuse in this particular van, the one you're going to blow is one of the 20 amp fuses, which is one of the yellow ones, and it will usually be caused by the bed above my head. If you've got too much stuff on that bed and you put it up and the motor goes under too much load, it will pop a fuse to protect itself. So then all you need to do is just replace the 20 amp fuse and away you go. If we now move across to the next section, the trimmer combi boiler is located in here, and the boiler drain valve is just located here. These particular drain valves are automatic, so if the temperature inside this van drops below 3-4 degrees, it will automatically chuck all the water out of the boiler to protect itself. If that happens, a little blue button will pop out at the bottom of the unit. Bear with me. Right, let's try and get some better light. There we go. Let me just reset it. So what will happen is, down here where my finger is, blue button pops out and it will drop all the water. To reset it, all you need to do is push the button back in again and it will reset. If you are going to manually drain it for like winterization, etc., all you do is twist the button. The blue button will pop out at the bottom and it will drain down. To refill, twist, push the button back in, make sure you've got water in your fresh water tank, turn your water pump on, and hey presto, it will refill itself back up again. The fridge freezer is nice and easy to operate. To turn it on, just come to the black square here and press and hold, and it will then fire up. The beauty of this particular fridge freezer is that it's automatic. So if I now hold this button here, you'll see it begins to flash. Just use the arrows, pick the automatic setting, which is A, press the middle button here, pick the temperature you desire, press again, and we're now running in auto. So because we are hooked up to main supply, it's connected us to mains automatically. If I was now to run outside and pull the mains lead out, it would then automatically attempt to fire itself up onto gas, and as soon as we go to the cab and start the engine, it will then automatically put itself onto 12 volt maintain. We can take it out of auto at any point if we wish, just by holding the button down and then literally just picking what we want. So main supply, 12 volt maintain, gas. But to be fair, auto is the best setting to have it on. To turn the unit back off again, exactly the same as turning it on, just hold this button in here and away you go. Okay, if we just quickly go around the outside, as it's decided it wants to bucket it down with rain. Gas locker, normal stuff applies, regulator up the top there, propane hose just there, room for 2 bottles, literally just connect up and away you go. Fresh water just in at this point here. To drain down the freshwater tank, it's located literally just underneath the filler point, and you might just about be able to see it just there. It's got a blue tap on it, just turn it and it will drain off your freshwater tank for winterization. Grey water drain, just located behind the rear wheel. Just pull the lever just here and as you can see, it will drain off your fresh water. Your wastewater. Cassette, just here. Standard cassette, normal operation. We then just move around to the other side. External barbecue and shower point. Both the fittings are in your rucksack. Flue for the boiler just here. If you do use your heating and your hot water on gas, you cannot open the window above it. There is a pressure switch just here. It's to stop yourself basically giving yourself carbon monoxide poisoning.